Hi, I'm Ed Shikata, San Jose City Manager. The following presentation was originally shared at the City of San Jose Neighborhood Association Youth Commission 2014-15 Priority Setting Session on January 18, 2014. Thank you for listening. Recall for a moment what you were doing 7 years ago in January 2007. Here in San Jose, we had just completed most of our decade of investment, $600 million in bonds to finance state-of-the-art libraries, community centers, fire stations, and a new police substation. Our redevelopment agency was investing in our downtown, neighborhoods, and business areas. Job levels were at an all-time high, and things were generally good. Then, in 2008, it felt like everything started collapsing. We faced a triple threat. City revenues plummeted due to the Great Recession. Personnel benefit and retirement costs started escalating from 9% of our city's general fund budget to about 20%. And then the abrupt and convoluted elimination of redevelopment by the state of California. We found ourselves with record budget deficits and acute fiscal stress. It's commonly been said that we have just lived through the most difficult time in our city's history. We've taken some very tough medicine to heal our city's fiscal woes. We're now at the point that the community has a critical opportunity to consider new revenues. Let's take a look at where we've been, where we are today, and how we can strengthen San Jose's fiscal future. Let's review some of the tough medicine we've taken to this point. We found lower cost ways to deliver our services. For example, we deployed cost-saving technology. We've used lower cost staffing models. We've outsourced to lower costs. We've used more volunteers. These were all prudent and effective steps. What should not be lost, however, has been the effort involved to maximize common goals and to mitigate real losses along the way. City employees took a 10% across-the-board cut in compensation, and in some cases more. And we have done as much as possible, and more than virtually any other agency, on retirement reform to slow the rapid growth in cost. And then, as the deficits remained, we had to cut services very deeply. We eliminated 23% of city jobs, affecting the services provided by those nearly 1,600 positions. We're currently back to 1989 staffing levels, while the population of the city has grown by more than 29%. We shuttered facilities or delayed opening them. We cut library hours, nearly 1/3. Parks and recreation, more than 40%. We stopped maintaining neighborhood streets and scaled back code enforcement. And then, we even had to lay off police officers and firefighters. So collectively, we've taken some very tough medicine to heal our fiscal woes, and service reductions are evident. For example, a decade ago, San Jose streets were in an overall good condition. Today, the rating has declined to an overall fair condition, and by far the worst street conditions in Santa Clara County. 10 years ago, 6% of our neighborhood streets were rated poor. Today, that's increased to 25%, and at this rate, by 2020, that number will go to 50%. Though San Jose is still far safer for violent crime than San Francisco, Oakland, San Diego, or Los Angeles, police response time is up for priority 2 calls, and arrests are way down from 10 years ago. Property crimes in San Jose have risen above national and state averages. Here at City Hall, we have double-digit vacancy rates in key departments and have lost good talent. We have and will continue to innovate and excel in many areas. However, our current services are at a level that no one considers acceptable. Perhaps what's most troubling is that despite all of our difficult actions and a recovering economy, the city continues to struggle. While we have addressed the large deficits of the last few years, we do not have the financial capacity to restore services to where they should be. Unlike other cities nearby, San Jose has a unique underlying problem that cannot be solved quickly. If you look across Silicon Valley or across California, you see three kinds of cities. Two kinds of richer cities: elite residential communities with very high home values, and cities with less housing but relatively strong economic bases. In San Jose, we're different. We have lots of low-density housing and a relatively small economic base. We are off balance. One indicator of fiscal strength is the ratio of jobs to employed residents. San Jose has only 86 jobs for every 100 employed residents, lower than many valley cities. In fact, we're off balance by so much that San Jose is the only city among the largest 20 nationally that has a larger nighttime resident population than daytime worker population. As a result, we have very low revenue per capita from the two main revenue sources for cities in California. We have much lower sales tax per capita. We have much lower property tax per capita. If that weren't hard enough, much of the current positive economic activity will take years to benefit the general fund. For the next 20+ years, all of the new property tax generated in our redevelopment areas will pay down debt before it can be used to fund city services. But it's not all bad news. We have strategies in place to grow jobs and to grow our economy. They will take time, but will move us in the right direction. We're expanding our base of corporate headquarters and fast growth companies. We're opening a test bed for clean technology here in the heart of Silicon Valley. We're encouraging jobs in advanced manufacturing and are a national leader. We're adding stores and retail centers that generate sales tax and helping small businesses be successful. We have more than $2 billion of construction projects underway and more coming, including exciting new housing in North San Jose and high-rises, high-density residential downtown. We're adding the sports, arts, and recreational amenities for existing residents and to attract new, talented people. We're beginning to implement the Envision 2040 growth plan that can correct our jobs housing imbalance and drive up property values. These strategies will take time, but they will help us ultimately prosper like other communities in the valley. But to achieve San Jose's potential, we are now talking about new revenue to bridge to this future. We have done everything else. While we will always look for ways to save money and to operate more efficiently, there's virtually nowhere else to go to generate the resources we need to start restoring basic services. This year, the community and the City Council will consider two revenue measures. Let's see how these revenue measures can help. We will be recommending a ballot measure to extend the existing parcel tax that pays for library materials and services so it doesn't expire in 2015. This is not a new tax and represents no tax increase for the residents of San Jose. Letting this existing parcel tax expire would blow an $8 million hole in our city budget and our excellent library system. A general city sales tax would support essential city services. A half-cent sales tax equates to 20 cents per capita per day. Of course, some of this is paid by non-residents who shop in San Jose. This would generate an estimated $68 million annually. A sales tax would sunset at a future date, such as 9 or 15 years. It could have a community oversight board. Consider this sales tax a bridge to the future, when our economic strategies and balanced growth strategies pay off and redevelopment debt is reduced. Given the context and journey I've just described, it should come as no surprise to hear that I will be recommending the Council place both measures on ballots this year. Surveys have shown sufficient, consistent public support for both the city sales tax for services, and the library parcel tax extension. But the City Council faces a difficult decision in this election year. It will require 2/3 of the council to put the sales tax on a ballot. If this fails, the next opportunity is 2 years away. New revenue will help restore vital services, like fighting crime and preventing gangs, filling potholes, bringing back some library hours, rebuilding neighborhood code enforcement, and maintaining parks. 122 California cities have already adopted local add-on sales taxes. 86% of these cities are 1/2 cent or more. In November 2013, 10 California cities brought add-on sales tax measures to their ballots. 9 out of 10 of these measures passed. Our city organization is dangerously lean. We have very low staffing levels per capita compared to other cities. We are proud of our efficiency, but realistic about our capacity. Now is the time to get engaged in this important public policy discussion. Our City Council will be discussing both the sales tax and library parcel taxes to be placed on a ballot this year. Our city clearly needs the revenue now that we have collectively done so much hard work on many fronts to cut expenses. Please help us shape this strategy to demonstrate how we can invest new resources wisely in consultation with our community. Thank you for listening.